Hello everyone, my name is Chip, and it's been real hot here lately. So hot, in fact, at my job, where I work with ice at night by a creek, I've been sweating more than a mule going through customs. You know what else is hot? Hotter than eating a ghost pepper while sitting in a tub of tiger balm on the surface of the sun? That's right. It's you. I see you. Looking good. But hotter still is the mono-white taxes list that Spider Space himself called spicy. But how can a mono-white taxes deck be spicy? That's like saying milk is spicy. Which, for context, if milk is spicy, I hate to break it to you, it really shouldn't be, and that means you're allergic to milk, and it's a miracle you've made it this far. So, a week ago, Charles, or as I like to call him, Charles, asked, when was I going to do a Death and Taxes video with the new Kaldheim cards? And trust me, Charles, I've been trying. Playing Tybalt's Trickery fairly with Canonist was a refreshing reminder of why we don't play good counterspells in Taxes decks. In Search of Greatness either gets blown up immediately or does nothing. But hey, I found one. A 3/4 flyer for 4 that can avoid hand hate, be cast at instant speed, protect our creatures, and look glorious while doing it? Enter Glorious Protector. It takes some setting up, but Glorious Protector can put our opponents in a situation where killing it only helps us further our game plan. We can flash it in response to a board wipe and re-trigger all our ETBs. But it's not just what goes into this deck that makes it so spicy. And with that, on to the deck list. We're running 4 Glorious Protector, 4 Ephemerate to set up loops with our ETB creatures, and 2 Slaughter the Strong. I've been getting run over by tribal decks like Merfolk, Elves, and Humans, and Slaughter the Strong misses our Angel, but can wipe out most troublesome things. For removal, we're running 4 Path to Exile, 4 Skyclave Apparition, and 3 Flicker Wisp. Then we've got our 4 Aether Vial, 4 Giver of Runes, and 3 Stoneforge Mystic. Our Stoneforge package is the standard one of Fun Ofs, Batterskull, Maul of the Skyclaves, and Sword of Fire and Ice. And rounding out our creatures, we have 4 Leonin Arbiter, which plays very nicely with our 4 Ghost Quarter and 4 Field of Ruin. For extra card draw in case we flood, we're running 2 Horizon Canopy, 1 Sunbaked Canyon, and 2 Silent Clearing. And rounding out the main deck, we have 4 Basic Plains. And 4 Basic Plains. And relegated to the sideboard, we're running 3 Thalia Guardian of Thraben. Between the equipment, the paths, the vials, and the ephemerates, I figure she'd be hurting us as much as anyone else in Game 1. So she's in the side along with our 3 Aethersworn Canonist and 3 Uruk Champions. Then we have 2 Rest in Peace for Grave Hate, 2 Winds of Abandon for extra removal, and 2 Phyrexian Revoker. And that's today's list. What do you think, Charles? Spicy enough for you? On with the games. Alright, we've lost the die roll. Opponent's going to go first. Single Ghost Quarter. We got a mulligan. No lander, but with an Aether Vial. Mulligan. Yeah, I think this one's keepable. Going to go down to 1 land. We've got the Aether Vial. Opponent leads on a Windswept Heath. Passes to us. Oh, we get a Plains. Well, we'll play the Plains, run out the Aether Vial. Pass the turn there. Opponent cracks the Windswept Heath. Gets a Sacred Foundry, tapped. Okay, plays a Plains. Runs out a Wall of Omens. It's just passing there. Red-white Wall of Omens? Don't know what's going on. When we draw another Aether Vial, we'll run out Horizon Canopy. Run out the first Aether Vial. Just pass the turn there. Opponent plays a Windswept Heath. For a Mistveil Plains. Okay, well, whatever's going on is hot and I love it. For a treasure map. Right. It's Devotion, maybe? Well, we're going to tick up both our vials. Get ourselves an Arbiter. Well, we're just going to pass. Nykthos. Okay, so it is a Devotion list of some sort. Solemnity. Okay, is this enchantments or is this just Devotion with the Solemnity combo in it? Is it Enduring Ideal? Alright, well, in the end step, we're going to run out the Stoneforge. Use its ability. Get ourselves a Batterskull. We can't tick up our Aether Vials. Thanks, Solemnity. Do get a Field of Ruin, though. Okay, well, we're just going to pass the turn there. And it uses Treasure Map to scry. Oh, and it doesn't get counters on it? Okay, that's pretty cool. So they just have Infini Scry? Nice. Alright, they play a Snow-Covered Plains. Leyline of Sanctity. Okay, well, we don't target them with anything, so we're okay. The end step, we use the Aether Vial, put Leonin Arbiter into play, and put our Batterskull into play. Go to our turn. We cannot tick up our Aether Vials. We do draw a Plains, which means we can Skyclave and hold up Ephemerate. We could Skyclave and Ephemerate. Okay, well, we'll Skyclave. Skyclave, target the Solemnity. Take the Solemnity, go to combat, and yeah, we'll just swing in for as much as we can. So we're swinging in for 7. Opponent's just going to block 2 of it, takes 5, down to 13. Activates the treasure map. Does get a counter on it this time. They play a snow-covered plains in their turn. Has a 9 lives. Okay, that has hexproof. Activates the treasure map after tapping a bunch of mana and has the Solemnity. Okay, well, it's a good thing we didn't use the Ephemerate last turn. Skyclave Apparition, blink. Sure, our opponent can have a 3/3. That's fine. We're going to take the other Solemnity. Hopefully we can get through this 9 lives. All right, we put our triggers on the stack and we're paying to ignore the Arbiter effect. We're going to Ephemerate our Stoneforge Mystic in our upkeep with the rebound. Search up, Sword of Fire and Ice. Counters on both our Aether Vials. Draw another Aether Vial. Well, we'll go to combat. We're just going to swing in with the Batterskull this turn. No blocks, but our opponent gets to put a counter on the 9 lives instead of taking damage. And it activates the Nykthos and plays an Enduring Ideal. All right, but they didn't have enough mana to pay for the Arbiter as well. Give it a few turns. All right, put some counters on our Aether Vials. Play a Plains. Now activate the Stoneforge, put in the Fire and Ice. Unfortunately, the damage can't be dealt to their face, can it? Do we still draw a card if it is? All right, well, we'll swing in for 8. This just means they have to block with the Wall of Omens if they want to block. No blocks. 2 counters on the 9 lives. Oh, we don't even deal damage, so we never actually get the trigger. Okay, so it is just a protection sword right now, but that's fine. All right, they pay the Arbiter's cost. Enduring Ideal's copy goes off. What do they search up? Form of the Dragon. Okay, so, Form of the Dragon and 9 lives. Form of the Dragon can deal 5 damage to any target. We have no more creatures in hand. We need to deal 6 more damage to them. It's 3 turns. We've got 4 creatures. I'm not sure we can win this one. All right, their life total becomes 5. We don't have a way to deal with either of those either. We can't Skyclave them. All right, what do we draw? Okay, another Stoneforge. So we'll pay the Arbiter tax, run out the Stoneforge. Gonna tutor up a Maul of the Skyclaves. Can't put it into play, but it means we get another attacker next turn. We skip through our combat. I have no idea how I did that. Skip through our combat. Okay. Yeah, unfortunately. I think it would have been close if we hadn't missed that combat, but now that we have, yeah, we're done. All right, game 2. All right, we get to go first. We've got the Canonist and the Thalia. No Vial. Should be okay, I guess. All right, we'll lead on planes and pass. Opponent suspends a Lotus Bloom. Suspends 2 Lotus Blooms. Okay. Hey, this one Canonist does nothing against that, but Thalia is pretty cool. Second Thalia, okay. Well, because we've got 2, I think we can pretty fearlessly run out the first one. Hey, maybe they get stuck on lands. Lotus Bloom's ticking down. They play a Rugged Prairie, 2 mana on Thin Ice on the Thalia. Okay. Thalia goes away. They pass to us. We draw a Horizon Canopy. Well, we'll run out second Thalia. Pass the turn there. Lotus Bloom's ticking down. Opponent does nothing and passes. All right, Thalia's doing a job. Time to run out the Arbiter. Got a second Skyclave. Go to combat. Swing in for 2. Opponent missed a land drop as well. All right, opponent takes it down to 18. We're going to pass the turn there. The Lotus Blooms come off suspend. They have to pay 2 mana to get them out. All right, do they have anything this turn? They don't. Okay. Draw a Silent Clearing. Okay, well, we'll play it out. And then, yeah, we've got these Skyclaves that just love eating 0 drops. So we're going to take 1. Then we can take the next one next turn. Go to combat. Swinging in for 4. Opponent takes it down to 14. Pass the turn there. All right, have you got something, opponent? Mistveiled Plains. Okay. Hushbringer. Oh, that does switch off our Skyclaves. Draw a Plains. It's good. Well, it's just a 1/2, so we don't care about the lifelink. We'll swing in with everything. All right, opponent takes it down to 8. I'm going to pay our Arbiter tax. Use Field of Ruin on that Mistveiled Plains. Just get ourselves a regular Plains. Pass the turn there. They suspend another Lotus Bloom. Okay, so we got to hope we can dodge something in the next couple of turns. They don't attack. Okay. We draw a Sunbaked Canyon. We're going to run it out. That means we can cast the Batterskull if we want. Go to combat. Swing in for 6. Opponent takes it down to 2. Well, we're going to run out the Batterskull. Batterskull resolves. All right, what have you got, opponent? We've got enough lands. We don't care about Ghostly Prison effects either. Lotus Bloom ticking down. Opponent plays a Snow-Covered covered plains and they scoop it up. Okay, we were fast enough. Game 3. Opponent gets to go first this time though. Keep a one lander. All right, we'll mulligan. We've got the Revoker. It's just a one lander again though. All right, we'll mulligan. Thalia, Stoneforge. We'll throw back plains and Glorious Protector. We don't need a 4-drop. Hopefully Thalia and Stoneforge Mystic are enough. All right, they play a plains into a Thraben Inspector, get themselves a clue, and they suspend a Lotus Bloom. They pass to us. Draw Horizon Canopy. We're going to run out of plains. Just pass the turn there. Lotus Bloom ticking down, and there's the Mistveil plains. I assume they use that to loop something. All right, they swing in for 1. We're going to take it. Path to Exile. Okay, well, we'll run out the Stoneforge Mystic. Going to get ourselves our Batterskull. Pass the turn there. Lotus Bloom ticking down. Temple of Triumph. All right, they scry. On Thin Ice takes our Stoneforge. Thanks. They swing in with the Thraben Inspector. All right, well, our hand's not looking great without that Stoneforge. Pass to us. Maul of the Skyclaves. Okay, well, we'll play our Field of Ruin and we're going to run out this Thalia. At least make them pay for their Lotus Bloom. Lotus Bloom comes off suspend. Opponent does pay. They run out of Rugged Prairie as well. Okay, it's all the mana in the world. Sorcerer's Spyglass. Okay, what's that going to name? Field of Ruin. Okay, so we can't blow up their non-basic land. So I'm guessing they're trying to protect some sort of Mistveil Plains combo. Pass to us. There's our Glorious Protector. Well, we'll run out the plains. Just throw out a Maul of the Skyclaves on our Thalia. Gives us a big flying beater with first strike. We'll swing in for 4. Opponent takes it down to 16. They've got 1 card in hand. All right, they're cracking a clue. 3 cards in hand. Desperation. Suspend another Lotus Bloom. Crack the first one to play out a treasure map. Okay, I'm fine for them to be cracking those things to be playing other artifacts rather than their big enchantments. They pass to us. Phyrexian Revoker. Well, we'll go to combat. Swing in the air for 4. They take it down to 12. Just going to pass the turn there. They activate Treasure Map. Lotus Bloom ticking down. Scrying in their main phase. Wall of Omens. Okay. Get to draw another card. They can't cast it because of Thalia. Just putting in work. They swing in for 1. Okay, we're racing. All right. In the end step, we are just going to flash in our Glorious Protector. We're not going to take anything. Another Glorious Protector. Okay. Well, we'll go to combat. Swing in the air for 7. This is close. I mean, the life total's good that it's low, but if they're just a turn away from drawing something, that means the game's going to go way longer. All right, Lotus Bloom ticking down. Skyclave Apparition. All right, what's that taking? Takes our Thalia. Well, we've got Glorious Protector. Time for some Glorious Protection. Glorious Protector comes down, saves the Thalia. Means we still have 6 attacking in the air next turn. Okay, they've got it on Thin Ice. Okay, they're taking the other Glorious Protector. Right, but that's you tapped out and we have a Maul. Okay, maybe there's something I don't know about. All right, we get a path. An opponent recognizes the Maul and scoops it up. Got there. Always love taking down enchantments. All right, we win the die roll. We're going to go first. It's a big hand. We're going to keep. Just going to lead on plains into Giver of Runes. Pass the turn there. Opponent plays a mountain. Runs out a Soul Scar Mage. So Prowess passes to us. We play our Horizon Canopy. Just run out the Arbiter. We can protect it with Giver and we've got Ghost Quarter next turn. No attacks. Pass the turn there. Opponent plays a Forest. So red-green Prowess. Domri's Ambush. Okay. Targeting the Giver of Runes. We're going to give protection to Arbiter in response. Okay. They beat up our Giver of Runes. Arbiter has pro-red. No attacks from them. They pass to us. Draw the Skyclave. Well, we'll run out the Skyclave, take away the Soul Scar Mage. Go to combat. We're going to swing in for 2. Pass the turn. The frustrating thing is Slaughter the Strong sorcery speed. If it was instant speed, we could get them when they prowessed, but all their creatures are pretty low. Tectonic Edge. I have no idea what's going on. Tarmogoyf. Okay. Well, if that gets big enough, crash through. Okay. And Mishra's Bauble. Yeah, if that gets big enough, we can Slaughter the Strongest, which I like the idea of. All right, they pass the turn. We draw a Giver. Well, we'll run out the Giver, and we're just going to foretell one of our Glorious Protectors. No attacks from us. Pass the turn. Opponent plays a Firelit Thicket. I have no idea. This must be a brew of some sort. Manamorphose, 2 red mana. Seal of Fire. Ho 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 ho. Spicy. Yep, kills our Giver of Runes. Pumps up the Goyf. Plays another Goyf. Well, guess what we've got, opponent? All right, they go to combat. They swing in for 5. We're just going to take it this turn. Down to 12. Maul of the Skyclaves. Well, I don't think the Slaughter of the Strong is getting any better, so let's slaughter your strong things. We will choose both our creatures. Opponent can keep all their creatures with less than 4 power. Gonna go to combat, swing in for 4. Okay, I feel pretty good about this. Pass to them. Ugh. Another Goyf, okay. It's all right, we can blink the Skyclave with Glorious Protector if we need to. Well, not really blink, but we can. Oh, another one, okay. No attacks from us. Just pass the turn there. Opponent goes to combat, swings in for 5. Okay, we're gonna flash in our Glorious Protector. Ah. Yeah, they bolt our Skyclave, get an illusion. Glorious Protector's not doing a lot from here. Won't bother using its ability. We'll just take 5. All right, we draw an Aether Vial. We can maul and make a blocker. We put it on the Glorious Protector. It can just block the Tarmogoyf all day. Yep, maul on the Glorious Protector. Now we both have 5/6s. Just pass the turn there. Opponent goes to combat. Swings in for 5. Removal spell? Well, we'll try and take the block. Tarfire on the Leonin Arbiter. And that's a tribal too. Oh no, that's a blowout. We should have just chumped with the Arbiter. Oh, we took the bait, hook, line, and sinker there, lads. All right, well, better draw something impressive. Stoneforge Mystic. Okay. Well, if they don't have removal, it can block. Unfortunately, we can't live long enough to put a Batterskull into play. We'll get the Batterskull anyway. Pass to our opponent. Monastery Swift Spear from them. Okay. Lava Dart. Yep, that'll do it. On to game 2. All right, we're going to go first. Plenty of sideboard cards, but only 1 land. Do we keep? Mull. Ooh, okay. Mulligan again. Oh, we hit another Auric Champion. Okay, the mana is painful, but I do like it. Keep this one. We will send back Silent Clearing and Ephemerate. Run out the Silent Clearing, pass the turn. Opponent leads on an Arid Mesa, cracks it immediately, gets themselves a mountain, plays a Monastery Swift Spear. We take 1 down to 19. They pass to us. We draw a Plains. Okay, well, we'll play the Plains, less painful, and we're going to run out the Auric Champion. Pass the turn there. Opponent plays a Firelit Thicket, runs out of Tarmogoyf. Okay, well, we're going to gain a life. They play a Mishra's Bauble. Monastery Swift Spear's power is increasing. They crack the Bauble, go to combat, no attacks, and they pass to us. Draw a Batterskull. We'll play the Sunbaked Canyon. We'll run out the Aethersworn Canonist, gain another life. We'll just pass the turn there. Opponent plays a Manamorphose, but we have an Aethersworn Canonist, so all that mana is going to go away. Goes to combat, swings in with the Goyf. Okay, well, we'll just take that. Down to 16. Go to our turn. Another Auric Champion. Okay, well, we'll run that out. Gain another life up to 16. Combat, no attacks. Pass the turn. Opponent plays a Tarfire. Okay, kills our Canonist. Swings in for 5. We will take it. Down to 11. Runs out the Bauble. Cracks the Bauble. Looks at our top card. Passes to us. Now they've got no colored mana left. Stoneforge Mystic. We're going to Skyclave that Tarmogoyf now. Gain a bunch of life. Back up to 11. Get rid of their beater. Go to combat. No attacks. Pass the turn. Lightning Bolts. Okay. Hits our face. Down to 8. Light up the stage. Gnarled Dryad and traverse the Ulvenworld. Okay, passes to us. We draw a path. We're going to run out the Stoneforge Mystic. Gain another 2 life. Stoneforge. Going to get the Sword of Fire and Ice. Back up to 9. And yeah, we'll swing in with 1 Auric Champion. Pass the turn there. Opponent plays a Copperline Gorge. Adds double green. Runs out the Gnarled Dryad. We're going to gain 2 life. Back up to 11. Traverse the Ulvenworld. Searches for a Tarmogoyf. Draw the path. Okay, well, we'll do nothing and pass. Opponent casts a Tarfire on our Skyclave Apparition. Okay, that gives us 2 life, gives us an extra attacker. All right, so they get a 2/2. We're going to go up to 13. Goes to combat. They swing in for 5. Eesh. Well, Stoneforge puts Batterskull into play. Gain 2 life off the Auric Champions. Opponent casts Lightning Bolt, targeting the Germ token. Okay, another Lightning Bolt targeting the Germ token. I mean, sure, that's 6 damage that could have come to our face, and it just went to a Germ token. We're going to path the Gnarled Dryad now. Opponent gets a mountain. No blocks from us. Down to 11. Opponent casts a Light Up the Stage. Okay. Abrade and Manamorphose. Well, that's our Batterskull gone. Stoneforge Mystic. Okay. Just get in for 2 here, just because we can. And yeah, we're going to pass the turn, holding up the Batterskull return. Opponent goes to combat, swings in for 2. No blocks from us. Second main. They cast the Tarmogoyf. We gain 2 life. Okay, that undoes the attack. They're casting a Manamorphose, so they have no mana. This gives us an opportunity. We're going to bounce the Batterskull now. Opponent adds double red and plays a Wooded Foothills. Casts Abrade and kills our Stoneforge. Okay, get a Field of Ruin, we play it. Run out our other Stoneforge. Gain 2 life. Back up to 11. Stoneforge. Tutor up the Maul of the Skyclaves. No attacks. Pass the turn. Opponent casts a Seal of Fire. Okay. Kills our Stoneforge Mystic. Has the tech edge. Goes to combat. Swings in for 9. No way we can let that happen. Gonna path the Tarmogoyf. Opponent cracks the tech edge, blowing up our Sunbait Canyon. That's fine. No blocks from us. And we're down to 8. Draw a path. Okay. Well, we're going to run out Sword of Fire and Ice, losing a life, down to 7. No attacks. Pass the turn there. Opponent cracks the Wooded Foothills, gets a Stomping Ground, tapped, casts a Crash Through, and scoops it up to the sword. Okay, game 3. Our opponent gets to go first. Mulligan this hand. Go down to 6. Doesn't look bad. Throw away a land. Okay, opponent plays a Copperline Gorge, runs out a Soulscar Mage, passes to us, draw another land. Okay, planes into Aether Vial, pass the turn. They play a Monastery Swiftspear, Mishra's Bauble, okay, cracks the Bauble, plays another Bauble. Oh, this is going to be a big hit. Swings in for 6. Okay, we're down to 14. It is turn 2. Opponent did miss a land drop though. All right, they draw a card with their Bauble, put a counter on our Aether Vial, we hit an Arbiter. Oh, they crack the Bauble before our main phase. Gonna play a Plains, run out the Arbiter. Just try and trap them if they've got a fetch. Pass the turn there. Opponent draws off their Bauble. They hit a normal land. Seal of Fire. Pumps the dudes. They kill our Arbiter. Yep, saw that one coming. They go to combat. They swing in for 4. Take it down to 10. Pass the turn. Okay. Got off light there. Well, we'll tick up the Aether Vial. We draw the Batterskull. Okay. Play out our Horizon Canopy. We're going to hard cast our Skyclave Apparition. Target that Soulscar Mage. We'll just pass the turn. Opponent tar fires the Skyclave now. Okay. Just gets a normal 1/1. They play a Wooded Foothills. Go to combat. They swing in. No blocks from us. Take it down to 7. There's the Tarmogoyf. Okay. It's bigger than a Batterskull. Crack the Wooded Foothills for a Stomping Ground. And they have the Gnarled Dryad as well. It's pretty gross. All right. We'll vial in our Stoneforge in their end step. Yep. Use its ability. Get our Sword of Fire and Ice. Go to our turn. Tick up our vial. Oh! Nice Goyf and Gnarled Dryad you've got there, opponent. Well, we'll play the Horizon Canopy. Run out the Rest in Peace. Pass the turn there, holding up the Batterskull. Opponent goes to combat. Swings with everything, including a 0/1 Goyf. Okay, well, we'll put Batterskull into play. We go down to 5 to do this. Oh, played like a fiddle. They abrade the Batterskull. Yep, down to 1. And there's a 1/1 Dryad. Okay, I'm not sure there's anything we can draw to get us out of this. Aether Vial, keep it where it is. We draw an Aether Vial. Okay, so if we crack the Horizon Canopy, draw a path, we die. Crack Horizon Canopy, get Skyclave, we die. I'm not sure what we can get here. Well, we'll see. Maybe there's something. We draw a card. It's a Plains. Okay. Crack the next Canopy. What's this one get? An Uriok Champion that we can't cast. And we're dead. That's a shame. Oh, they got us with the Abrade. I mean, there's nothing else we could have done, but oh, that's... We win the die roll, and we're going to go first. Get a hand with a bunch of pain lands, but it's got 2 Arbiters and a Path in it, so we're going to keep. Opponent has Mulligan to 6. We lead on a Silent Clearing, pass the turn. Opponent plays a Snow-Covered Island, passes to us. We draw an Ephemerate, run out the other Silent Clearing, and cast our Leonin Arbiter. Go to our end step, and our opponent casts an Opt. Opponent plays a Snow-Covered Plains, and passes the turn there. We draw another Leonin Arbiter, run out our Sunbait Canyon, go to combat, swing in for 2. Opponent takes it down to 18, and we just pass the turn there. Opponent plays a Hallowed Fountain, untapped, passes the turn to us. Draw a Slaughter the Strong. Doesn't seem great when your opponent doesn't have any creatures. We go to combat, swing in for 2. Opponent takes it down to 14. We decide to run out another Arbiter now. It resolves. In our end step, our opponent is pathing our other Arbiter because we cannot pay the Arbiter cost. So in response, we Ephemerate, and our opponent has the Mana Tithe. Oh, no. Please no. Well, we got out taxed by our opponent. No one ever expects the Mana Tithe. Leonin Arbiter goes away, we don't get a land. Opponent then opts and goes to their turn. They play a Jari Ruins, tapped, and then they pass the turn to us. Draw a Sword of Fire and Ice. We go to combat, swing in for 2. Opponent takes it down to 12. Now second main will pay 2 life to run out a second Arbiter. Then our opponent paths our other Arbiter again. Just pass the turn there. They main phase an Archmage Charm to draw 2. Okay. Play a Hallowed Fountain tapped. We've seen they've got Mana Tithe and Path to Exile. So they could be holding one or both up. They pass to us, draw an Aether Vial. We'll go to combat, swing in for 2. Opponent takes it down to 10. We'll run out the Aether Vial, just pass the turn there. Opponent plays a Mystic Gate, passes to us, put a counter on our Aether Vial, draw a Ghost Quarter. We run out the Ghost Quarter, go to combat, swing in for 2. Opponent casts a Snapcaster Mage, targets Archmage's Charm. Well, in response, we're going to path the Snapcaster Mage. Opponent doesn't pay. All right, they're down to 8. Just pass the turn. Okay, they're using the Charm to gain control of our Aether Vial. Keeps their counters active, I suppose. Keeps us tapping lands to lose life. They tick up our Aether Vial to 2. Hard casts a Shark Typhoon. Okay, but they're tapped out. If we draw a land, we can equip the sword if we play it. Path to Exile. All right, we're going to run out the sword. Sword of Fire and Ice down. Go to combat. Swing in for 2. Opponent takes it down to 6. And we're just going to pass here. This way, unless they can deal with the Arbiter or the sword, even if they get a big shark, we can still kill them. All right, they tick up Aether Vial to 3. They play a Field of Ruin. They pay our Arbiter's cost. And they Field of Ruin our Ghost Quarter. Okay, we can't search. They can. And they've got 3 mana left over. They pass to us. Ephemerate. Okay, well, we'll stick with the plan, I guess. In our main phase, just going to equip the sword. Arbiter's a 4/4. With the Ephemerate, we're not even too scared of one path, double path, or path Mana Tithe hurts. Go to combat. Swing in for 4. Opponent can't beat it. Okay. All right. Opponent gets to go first this time. We're going to mulligan our first hand. Second hand's way better. Opponent leads on Flooded Strand, passes to us. Draw another Skyclave. Okay. Play our planes. We're going to run on the Giver of Runes. We've seen they've got Mana Tithe, and I don't want to lose the Vial. We get a Hallowed Fountain. Tapped. Okay. Giver of Runes down. Pass. Opponent plays a Castle Ardenvale. It's a good Ghost Quarter target. They pass the turn to us. Got a Stoneforge Mystic. Run out the Ghost Quarter. We're going to go for Aether Vial here. Gets around Mana Tithe effects. If Stoneforge is good, it'll be good later as well. No attacks from us. Pass the turn. They play a Snow-Covered Plains, and they pass the turn there. Well, we'll put a counter on our Aether Vial. We draw the Thalia that we sided into. We're just going to hard cast the Thalia. Thalia brings out the Remand. Okay. Go to combat. We're going to start swinging in. Giver hasn't got anything to protect. They path the Giver. All right, well, we're going to search up a land, get ourselves a Plains. Pass the turn there. They play a Snow-Covered Island. They haven't got Cryptic Mana, just passing there. Well, we're going to put a counter on our Aether Vial. Revoker. Now that's a card. All right, we're going to try again with the Thalia. Eats another Remand. Well, I think that's going to do us for this turn. Opponent plays a Snow-Covered Plains. Casts a Teferi, Hero of Dominaria. Guess what we're going to violin, opponent? It's a Phyrexian Revoker. And it's going to name Hero Teferi of Dominaria.
Wait just a damned second. Play that back.
And it's going to name Hero Teferi of Dominaria. All right, opponent passes to us. We've neutered their Teferi. Aether Vial, we're going to keep it on 2. Draw a Glorious Protector. Well, we're going to run out the Thalia, go to combat, swing at that Teferi for 2. Just pass the turn there, planning on vialing in the Stoneforge in the end step. Supreme Verdict. Yep, wipes our board. Certainly shows the weaker side of Glorious Protector. If it was a Selfless Spirit, we could have saved our board here. They tick up the Teferi. In their end step, they're going to untap 2 lands. In response, we're going to violin our Stoneforge Mystic. Get ourselves a Sword of Fire and Ice. Worked well last game, maybe it'll work well this game. Okay, they untap 2 blue sources, and they pass to us. Well, we're probably going to tick up the Aether Vial now. Yep, up to 3. Another Stoneforge. Okay, so ticking up. Yeah, I mean, it's okay. All right, no attacks. We'll just pass the turn. Holding up the Stoneforge Batterskull line. Opponent cycles a Shark Typhoon for 0 in our end step. Interesting. They're looking for an answer for sword. They tick up the Teferi. Disenchant on our Aether Vial. Well, we'll activate the Aether Vial and we'll put in a Skyclave for no value. They play a Prismatic Vista. Teferi untaps. In response, we're going to Stoneforge in Batterskull. Get a 4/4. Opponent untaps. We go to our turn. Another Glorious Protector. Opponent cracks the Prismatic Vista in our beginning of combat. A Snow-Covered Island tries to take control of our Germ token. Well, we can't let that happen, so we'll bounce Batterskull back to our hand. Just swing everything we've got at Teferi. Yep, Teferi down to 1, and we'll just pass the turn there. Opponent ticks up the Teferi, runs out Snapcaster Mage, targets the Path to Exile. All right, they're pathing the Stoneforge Mystic, which isn't all bad. It means we get another land, which we have been pretty desperate for. All right, then they get to untap 2 lands, both blue sources. So Archmage Charm still a thing. Cryptic Command still a thing. Draw a Flicker Wisp. Well, we're going to try to run out another Stoneforge, and it has a mana leak. Gross. Yeah, we can't pay. We're going to foretell a Glorious Protector. Go to combat. No attacks. Just pass the turn there. Opponent's ticking up the Teferi. Has a Jace the Mind Sculptor. Ugh, definitely getting outvalued here. Play another Jari Ruins. Tapped. Go to combat. No attacks. Okay. Teferi untaps 2 blue sources. Cryptic still active. We do draw a land. Okay. Well, we'll run out the Horizon Canopy. Go to combat. No attacks. Just pass the turn there. We've got 2 ways to get a Glorious Protector out. And it ticks up the Teferi again. Jace the Mind Sculptor. Brainstorms. They play a Flooded Strand. Resets the top of their library, gets a Prairie Stream that enters untapped. Now they're running out of Teferi Time Raveler. Well, in response to that, we're going to try for our Glorious Protector from hand. Resolves. Okay. Well, we're going to put a Skyclave underneath it. There's nothing under it, so our opponent doesn't get any value from it. This means if they kill our Glorious Protector, we can eat that Teferi. All right, they tick up the Teferi. No attacks from them. Teferi untaps some lands. They pass to us. Draw a Field of Ruin. Okay. Run it out. Run out of Sword of Fire and Ice. No equip. Go to combat. I'm going to swing at Jace the Mind Sculptor for 3. Opponent has the Path. Okay. We use Path's ability. Get ourselves a Plains. Skyclave is going to take the Jace anyway. Equip the sword to the Skyclave. Now the only thing that kills it is Path or a board wipe. Opponent ticks up the Teferi. Has an On Thin Ice. Okay. Well, we have answers to that on the field. Ghost Quarter can get our Skyclave Apparition back. Okay. And they swing in for 2. We've got 6 cards in hand. We take it down to 18. Teferi bounces our Sword of Fire and Ice. That hurts. And they play a Prismatic Vista. In their end step, they're going to untap some lands. And they pass to us. We draw another Field of Ruin. Well, we'll play the Field of Ruin. Going to Ghost Quarter the Snow-Covered Plains. It's going to unlock our Skyclave. Skyclave enters. We're going to eat that Teferi. Now we can cast spells at instant speed again. Opponent uses Arden Veil to make a token. Going to cast a Flicker Wisp. Opponent cracks the Vista. Casts an Ot. Okay. Casts another Ot. All right, that's Cryptic Command no longer being possible. Resolves. All right, well, we're getting rid of that token then. Just pass the turn there. Keep up our Glorious Protector in the Foretold Zone. All right, opponent's ticking up the Teferi. They've got a Skyclave. Targets our Flicker Wisp. Okay, well, we'll cast our Glorious Protector. Attempt to save it. They've got the Mana Tithe. We've got a mana to pay for it. They cast Jari Disruption, which is basically another Mana Tithe, and we don't have the mana to pay for it. Okay, Skyclave takes our Flicker Wisp, no attacks from our opponent, they're untapping 2 lands, and they pass to us. Arbiter. Alright, well, we're going to lead on Skyclave Apparition. Going to eat their Skyclave Apparition, gives us a 3/3. We're going to run out of Sword of Fire and Ice, go to combat, no attacks, and we'll just pass the turn there. They crack a land, get a Hallowed Fountain tapped, make another human, Teferi, ticking up to 7. There's swinging in. Could be a board wipe. Don't know. We won't block. We're happy just to take 2 here. They've got a Teferi, Time Raveler. Return their Snapcaster Mage to hand. Huh. Yeah. Hey. Yep. They have the board wipe. Okay. That blows us out way more than it blows them out. They get 2 tokens from our Skyclave Apparitions. That is 2 3/3s. All right, so we could run out Batterskull and Arbiter. They've got the Snapcaster though, so they have a board wipe. Got the Ghost Quarter. Okay, they've got 18 cards left in their deck as well. We're going to lead on Batterskull. Resolves. Okay, going to equip it with the sword. Opponent's pathing in response. Okay, so they path it. We get a land. Land enters tapped. Don't think we can beat this Teferi. They're just going to start picking off our equipment. Then every creature we play, we can't draw them more than 1 card per turn. All right, well, we'll see what they do. Yep, they tick up the Teferi, tick up their other Teferi. Oh dear. Tap and mana. Hard casting a Shark Typhoon. I think that does it. Yeah, we're done. On to game 3. All right, I'm going to try and be faster this game. I'm going to go first. We've got a Revoker of Isle, Leonin Arbiter. Yeah, okay, we can keep this one. Mana hurts a bit, but I don't think we're racing too much, so I don't think we care. We do lead on the Field of Ruin into Aether Vial. We're going to pass the turn there. Opponent leads on a Snow-Covered Island. Passes to us. Tick up our Aether Vial, and we draw a Sunbaked Canyon. Okay. We'll play Silent Clearing. Just going to hard cast Arbiter while we can. Maybe we get them trapped under a fetch. They play a Snow-Covered Plains.
Prowess. And they path the Arbiter. Okay, that's one less path for our Revoker. Get ourselves a Plains, pass the turn. Go to our turn, we're going to tick up our Aether Vial. Giver of Runes. Okay, well, we're just going to run out our Flicker Wisp, target our Plains. Lose another life, run out the Giver of Runes. Get our Plains back, and pass the turn there. Opponent plays a Snow-Covered Island. Oh, come on, yes, Teferi, Teferi. Yes! Okay, that is a Teferi Time Raveler. We're going to activate our Vial. Down comes Revoker, names Teferi Time Raveler. Teferi enters, can't do anything. Go to our turn, put a counter on our Aether Vial. That's a Glorious Protector. Well, we'll go to combat, swing in. We could have played the Maul and only had to swing in with the Phyrexian Revoker, but I want to hold up the Glorious Protector. I think that's how we win this game. All right, we take out that Teferi, pass the turn there. Opponent plays a Prismatic Vista, and is passing the turn. Keep our Aether Vial on 3, draw a land. Okay, play out the Horizon Canopy, go to combat, just swing at them for 5. They crack the Prismatic Vista, get themselves a Snow-Covered Plain. Shark Typhoon, okay, gets them a 2/2. They're blocking the Flicker Wisp. Well, we'll give Pro Blue. This does tap our Giver of Runes, but we have the Glorious Protector. Pass the turn. Opponent opts in their main phase, plays a Field of Ruin, passes the turn to us. Okay, gonna keep this Aether Vial on 3, draw a path to exile. Go to combat, swing in for 5 again. Opponent's just taking it, down to 12. Well, we'll just pass the turn there. We're not in a hurry to cast anything either because they can't deal with our board, so I guess their hand's just full of counters, which really means we probably should just tick up the Aether Vial for the Glorious Protector. All right, they do nothing in the pass to us. Aether Vial, gonna keep it on 3, draw another Aether Vial. Okay, gonna swing in for 5 again. Opponent's pathing the Giver of Runes. Okay, well, in response, we're gonna give Revoker protection from blue, get ourselves a land. Opponent's down to 7. Well, we'll run out the other Aether Vial, just pass it there. They play a Field of Ruin, cracking the Field of Ruin on our Field of Ruin. Okay, well, we'll get ourselves a Plains. This means they have triple blue, which gives them Cryptic mana. That's a Teferi Time Raveler. Okay, what does that do for you, opponent? They're hoping we're going to attack that. Well, we tick up both our Aether Vials, run out the Maul of the Skyclaves, equip the Phyrexian Revoker. An opponent sees that that is exactly 7. They scoop it up. Okay, interesting play with the Teferi there. Good game. All right, so what did we think of Glorious Protector and taxes? You know what? Had a lot of fun, not gonna lie. I've had a lot of fun playing this one. There's certainly more lines with this one because we've got the Ephemerate, and when there's more lines in taxes, there's definitely more mistakes to be made. I do like how Ephemerate interacts with Glorious Protector, Flicker Wisp, Skyclave, but I'd certainly be lying if I said that I got those interactions right the first time. During one of my practice games when I was still building the deck, I accidentally Ephemerated my Stoneforge Mystic before activating it, so it had Summoning Sickness, so I lost a game against humans. Slaughter the Strong, very fun card. I don't think it's what we want to be doing. As much as it can be a one-sided board wipe, there are matchups where it just does nothing, and there are other matchups where even if it does all it can, that's not enough. Maybe in the sideboard, but honestly, I'm pretty sure you could skip it. But look, what do you think? Were you offended that Thalia was in the sideboard? I thought she was all right there. And are there any other Kaldheim cards you think would be great in a taxes list? If so, let me know in the comments down below. Hey, that rhymes. Well, anyway, I hope you've all enjoyed the video, and until next time, have fun.